So I'm going to hit admit, and we're going to hit go live. And it's going to, display the last 20 seconds of whatever we were talking about. So good times, good times. I can never figure out the timing on this. That being said, folks, 2 years of doing this thing, man. And it has been a ride and a half. Got some stellar guests here this evening. One of them's just joining us still. So she should be popping on screen here in just a moment. But I'm sure everybody recognizes those that we do have here. And I would certainly like to welcome the lovely Greens Goddess, who's not quite on screen yet, and I did spell Goddess wrong in the thumbnail there too. The folks from Highagain, Neil, Heaven, welcome, guys.
Hey, what's up? Congratulations!
Thanks, guys.
We're excited to be here.
Oh, I'm stoked
happy to be here for you. Definitely, this is fun.
Well, definitely part of the success. Oh, there she is.
I realize I have to press the start video button.
Nice.
We were sitting there too, like, what's going on?
I'm around here somewhere.
Right on. And what a lovely background you have there, Julie.
Yeah, I was going to say, that looks beautiful.
Yeah, right?
It looks like a lot of work to me, so I'm glad you guys are enjoying it.
Trim gel for days.
Yeah, trim gel for the next month, hopefully. If I bust my ass, it won't be too long.
Wow.
Right on, right on.
Hi, everybody.
So, of course, Julie, the Green, aka Greens Goddess, and I'm not really sure where he's showing up. I think over here. Mr. Chad Westport. Chad, welcome. All of you, welcome. Guys, stoked to have you here for the second anniversary show. And when I was reaching out, I had mentioned, bringing in some of my past favorite guests from Meet the Grower. And, I'm super happy that you guys were all able to take the time and do a chat with me tonight.
Oh, yeah. My pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
We're so happy to be here.
Yeah,
and congratulations.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Two big years. 2 big years. Time to throw temper tantrums.
Yeah.
When you don't get what you want, it will work out well for you.
Oh, I can't believe that we're at 2 years already. Like it seems like just yesterday when I uploaded that very first video that I did on making a grow room controller. And it's ironic because we're actually giving away a grow room controller tonight from the folks at Niwa, and we'll get to that.
Oh, nice.
Yes, some wonderful gifts. I've got, let's see here. There's 7 names if I can do math properly. Five viewers and then 2 patrons. Of course, we do the monthly giveaway there. But just a quick shout out to sponsors of the giveaway tonight. Mars Hydro, regular channel sponsor. Guys, if you're not familiar with Mars Hydro, lighting company, they make great stuff. I grow good stuff with them, and good stuff. I grow great stuff with them. Niwa, they're giving us a grow hub to give away tonight. If you guys haven't seen the episodes there with Niwa, did a couple on Meet the Industry, and they have a grow controller monitor, which is just an amazing device. And then of course ILGM, they've got some merchandise coupons to give away, and I've got a whole bunch of those. And I think we should probably do giveaways first, and then we're going to get into chatting about tonight's topic, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. So first and foremost, I got a list here. We'll go through and do the ILGM stuff.
Hold on, Matt. That's not a list. That's an encyclopedia.
This is my book of notes.
Yeah. Look at the notes.
This is
Chronicles.
No, it's funny because this is 2 years worth of
Chronicles.
channel notes here, right? This is the book that I've had for a couple of years now that I take track.
It looks pretty crispy.
That's
I have like 4
notebooks.
notebooks and they look awful.
Yeah, we got like 4 of them scattered around. Like, where's the one with the notes on this idea we had?
There may have been an incident with earlier notebooks, but we're not going to get it.
He learned his lesson. We haven't learned that lesson yet.
So, first and foremost, I want to do giveaways to the Patreons, those who support me on a monthly basis. Guys, I absolutely appreciate your personal level of support and everything that you do in that regard. So our US winner, Mr. JQ Deluxe, he's a lucky winner of some ILGM merchandise, and is from the Canadian side, Mr. Eric K. Patreon. So guys, huge congrats on that. I will be reaching out to you this evening. Keeping with that theme and some more bean giveaways. What did I say, bean? That's the wrong word. I meant merchandise.
Pinto beans.
Pintos, birdseed. Yeah, we'll go with that. So Matt Smith and Candy Franklin. Candy's actually a former guest of the show herself. So guys, huge congrats on that. So big shout out to you guys. Really appreciate the support as well. And then Basement Autoflowers, he threw in a set of his grow bags, which I know the folks over at Highagain are using right now. I saw something.
Yeah.
Just take a minute. Let's take a minute and talk about how awesome these Basement Autoflower grow bags are. Like,
they're quality for
Yeah.
sure.
just super quality. And the little training grommets and whatnot. I mean, guys, top end, a little pricier than the normal grow bag. But the thing is, you're not going to end up buying them and buying them again and buying them one more time. These things are just going to last you. So those are going to go to Mr. Drum Hudson up here in good old Canada. Drum, congrats, brother.
Just got that tent
Yeah,
upgrade. Plus, they look
congratulations.
sweet in the tent. with the
I'm
green
excited to
training.
the LST with them.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I would have totally teased that with the drum roll. I'm just saying.
You're a better man than that, Chad.
Where's your drops?
We need a
Okay.
soundboard over here.
And last but not least, getting to some of the most awesomest gifts, giveaways, presents, surprises, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. Paulo Pereira, if I'm saying your name correct, you are the winner of the TS 1000 Mars Hydro Light.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
So that's going to ship direct to you
Nice.
from Mars. I will be in touch, if not tonight, tomorrow morning. We might get a little wild and into the drinks later. And
Magically
finally,
up your life.
Yeah, congratulations, everybody.
Yeah.
That was an awesome giveaway.
we got one more, and this is the Niwa Grow Hub.
Oh.
And this is the
there's
highly
one more.
contested item that
Drum
most
rolls.
folks really want. Drum
Is
roll.
this one need the drum or do we all need to do it?
Everybody wants to.
Billy Johnson from San Francisco. Congrats, Billy.
Ooh.
You are
Congrats,
gonna
Billy.
love that Grow Hub, brother. It is a wonderful piece of equipment. I just stoked by it myself. So that being said, guys, awesome. 2 years of doing YouTube, and it has been just a crazy ride, the entire time. I wanted to go over some numbers here because I kind of find this interesting. So in the last 2 years, I've put out over 150 videos, including live streams. That's just insane that it's that high. I've had a total of almost, and this is the ironic part, 417,000 views. So we're so close to that 420.
Oh, man.
We're
gotta get it
doing
tonight.
it. We're doing it tonight. We got
Where is
Share it
the
up.
irony?
everybody share.
Yeah. So where's the irony?
Don't forget to like.
And of course, that's totaled up to 43,000 hours of viewing, which just blows my mind that I've wasted that much time of humanity. But hey, somebody's got to do it. And
Yeah.
we've hit almost 8,900 subscribers. Now, the funny thing here is what I'm going to share with you guys next is the actual revenue numbers, how much money I've made from YouTube, respectfully. And that number is $168. And I think it's absolutely hilarious, guys, because this actually segues nicely into the topic. I don't do this for money. I could care less. I get some free gear. I talk about that here on the show, and that's a pretty sweet thing. But guys, I do this. I know all of you do the same. You like to help people. You're helpers. We're all helpers. And that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. Just being a helper, what it's like to do what we do, why we do it, and some of our experiences along the way.
Can I smoke?
And that being said, I've got a list of questions here, which I've got somewhere, and we'll kind of go through those first. But just first and foremost, for those who are watching and may not know some of you guys, quick round table, introduce yourself, and give me a quick synopsis of your background. How's that for a fancy word? Chad, we'll throw it over to you first, buddy.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining tonight. As I just posted up in chat, Viva la Photosyntech, 2 years going strong. Very cool. But yeah, you might see me around. I'm fairly active in a whole bunch of chats, watching a bunch of different shows, do some content over at Future Cannabis Project 2 and Future Cannabis Project. And got my website and Instagram going. We get to that one later. But yeah, man, I'm a community member just like everybody else. So thank you for having me here and participating tonight, Matt.
Awesome, Chad. So happy to have you here, man. Like, just you're a wonderful member of the community. And, what really sort of brought you into my purview originally was just seeing you in the chats, seeing how you go about helping people. You're constantly out there just, throwing your 2 cents in where it matters and when it matters, because you're just
thank you.
you're so damn helpful, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Can I say something about Chad real quick?
Please.
I did a video that got uploaded to FCPO2, and I was having one hell of a time trying to figure out what was wrong with it. And Matt has been by my side trying to help me out, the poor guy. None of us knew what the hell we were doing, but he helped me out like every step of the way. I personally was ready to give up. I'm like, maybe I'm not meant to upload this video. It's just being such a pain in the ass. But he was like, well, maybe it's this, or have you tried that? And I felt personally like, well, I got to try it because I don't want to let Chad, So I just want to say Chad's a really fucking awesome dude. He's helped out me so much, and I know he's helped out a lot of people. So thank you so much. The only Chad that we like in the industry.
Right. I want to say thank you so much. And for the record, you figured it out by yourself and you got it up. So good job. But yeah, I was happy to help.
I wouldn't say that, but if that makes you feel good, but I'm just saying you really did help out, because
thank you.
You gave me some good words of advice, and I tried many different things until we eventually found one that worked, basically is what happened. Yeah.
Right on. It's just about helping, staying positive, and keeping at it. So, Julie, aka the Green's Goddess, why don't you give us a little bit of a background on yourself?
Hey everyone, my name's Julie. You may know me on Instagram or in the chat and whatnot as Green's Goddess. Basically on Instagram, I just like sharing what I'm learning, what I'm doing. I'm not a pro at it yet, but I'm learning along the way. And I really enjoy like talking with everybody else and getting to know some of their ideas and tips and pointers. And sometimes it works out really great, and I get to share some pretty successful stories, things that happen in the garden. Other than that, I am a co-founder of the Luna Gardens Foundation. Basically, what we do is we just want to educate people about cannabis medicine and how it helps people heal. My website is lunagardens.co. And it's just kind of my way of advocating is to just kind of educate everybody about plant medicine, and maybe they won't have that stigma on cannabis anymore. If they could sit here and say, oh, okay, I understand now how it works with the body, and I've seen the research papers and stuff like that. So I'm just hoping it could help some people who might not find answers in other places.
Right on. Thanks, Julie. Appreciate that.
That's awesome.
And now, before we get to the very awesome Highagain folks, I see a comment here in the chat from Four Plants. Chad's great. He changed my life with the toaster on the side for cheese toasties. Oh, Chad, can you elaborate, please?
Yeah, what? Where's the treats at?
A low budget trick to make your grilled, actually I'll just say it's a lazy trick to make grilled cheese. Put your toaster on the side and put one in with the cheese on top and the other bread on the top. Hit your toaster down, grills the cheese perfect, pop it out, pop it on.
Oh, that is great.
That's wicked.
You said stoners aren't innovative.
You're never scared about the cheese
Stoner
getting
hack
stuck.
right there. That's a life hack.
I'd be scared about sticking the cheese.
Always
Yeah.
said, you want to see innovation, man. Give a guy a bud, nothing to smoke with, and you'll see the magic come together.
Apple soda cans. What have you guys used?
Oh,
As far as what
God.
smoking,
Making bongs out of?
Something that you don't have a bong and you want to get high. What have you used?
I think the
Pop
classic
can.
was the toilet paper roll in tin foil.
I hated that
Toilet
one. That
paper
was the
tinfoil.
worst because you could never get a
Gross.
good seal. You're like,
Yeah,
trying.
we totally
so you never
MacGyvered
do
some
it.
stuff at the Airbnb in Colorado because we were like, we didn't have nothing. We didn't bring no
What
bong.
did we do in Colorado?
We made some crazy contraption out of some bottles and the tinfoil.
You
It
guys
was like
are
out of a
awesome.
pop bottle, I think.
Right. So, hi again, Evan, Neil. Give us the breakdown, folks.
Hi again.
Hi again.
Yeah.
As far as our background,
We just
in growing?
we just want to make a channel showing us growing and learning and
yeah.
sharing all of our fails.
Well, when we met, I was already trying to grow, and it was really sad at So he helped me out a lot. And anyway, so we started really researching a lot more, and he ordered Autoflower seeds on accident one day, and we were so fascinated that we
just started
were
loving
like, we
autos.
need to document this. And you know, and with his background, it was like almost a no-brainer to start a channel.
Yeah, the channel, we just started kind of making videos on our grows and sharing what we're doing, fail our work, and you know, getting community feedback.
And I mean, we're
everybody's been so amazing.
We are no experts in,
we're definitely not
any
pros. We leave that
in
to
any
you.
length of the word, but we're definitely having fun, and the community's been amazing. So yeah, it's been fun.
Well, what I love about you guys is you've got this awesome on-screen love, and it just comes through, and you're just out there, you're putting up these really helpful videos, sharing your experiences and getting the word out there. And guys, if you're not familiar with the Highagain channel, go check them out, subscribe. Like they're the breakout creators of 2021 in terms of the cannabis community.
We do have to say we wore these shirts though, because you
remember when we were on yours and we're like, we're weed rich, or somebody brought up weed rich because we were like, all the stuff we grow, it's
you
like more than we
inspired
could
these
smoke.
shirts, so we actually got them made.
So we made some.
Because you were like, I want a
awesome.
shirt that says that, so we're like, oh my gosh, so we designed them and we made
like
them.
jars on jars
that's
from all
awesome.
this stuff that we've been growing. It's like,
So we just had to throw that out there though. So sorry.
I totally feel you. I got like a shitload of weed and not a lot of money. So
right? Like remember when it was so hard to get, and like every little bit, you're like, gotta save it, don't want to lose any. But now it's like we're just like chucking it in the trash. We're like, it's more.
Oh yeah.
I'll vacuum it up later.
Get rid of it onto a fresh bowl.
Oh,
So yeah, I just had to say that. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that actually parlays into pardon me, my very first question. Growing in general, who helped you? How did you get started? And was there somebody in your life that sort of stands out as a beacon of shining help when it comes to growing? Anybody want to go first? Should I pick on somebody here?
I guess I'll go first. Nobody helped me. Everything, you know what I mean? Online, or I read it in a book, or I saw it online, like on, are your pants good? Not that I'm looking.
My fly was down. I was sitting there, I was like, man, my fly's down.
I didn't even notice. I'm sorry.
Again. Sorry, I didn't think
You
about
shouldn't have done anything.
I was like, oh, what's up, guys?
Everything goes here tonight, folks.
I love how she just called it. It's
Let the
you're
stash
awesome.
out. I know. I looked down. I was like, I don't know if they can see that, but I should probably rectify that. But we're all right. We're good. Sorry.
Family show, folks. Family show.
My husband does it all the time, but he doesn't notice. I'm always the one that notices. Like, throw your flies down. My grandparents are over there. Pull it up.
God, you're gonna hurt grandma.
I had to teach myself. I didn't have no one to help me. I learned some, and I eventually got a job in the industry, but that helped me learn a lot more about hydro. And when I started growing at home, I didn't want to do hydro. I wanted to get into organic, and I really didn't have no one to help me. I just had to do my own online research.
Okay.
So
in doing some of that online research, I mean, there must have been at least one or two individuals that you came across, like say Mr. KNF Garden.
okay, so I took his class.
Yeah.
And so that was already after I've been growing organically for about 2 or 3 years. And I took his class, and I'm still, he does things totally different than me. He doesn't really have a living soil. I have a very heavily amended soil. And when I started using some of the inputs, it's like the plant's reaction to it wasn't what I was hoping it would be. So I'm still learning how to balance certain things. And KNF in general, like I was watching Chris Trump's YouTube videos and taking notes and trying to make all this stuff on my own. I was very fortunate. One day I was lucky enough to have Chris Trump and Brian Watchesman come over to my house, and I gave them like some lunch, and they take a look at my garden, and they told me some things that I could improve on. And so, I worked on those things. But in the meanwhile, it's just, I got to learn it on my own. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's the thing is just like a lot of self-education that goes on in this space. But what I'm starting to see now is a lot more community coming together and whatnot. I've got the Discord and whatnot. Chad, what he's doing with the FCPO2 stuff, bringing different growers. I mean, Julie, you and I, of course, were on that show not too long ago. Well, I mean, it was a little while ago now.
April.
Is it already that far back? But, you know, well,
Yeah.
time flies, right? We're already 2 years here, but
Yeah. Wow.
Chad, over to you next. When you started, did you have somebody to look up to, or what did you do for help?
I didn't. You hear stories of that, of somebody who had the OG who took them under the wing when they were younger, but I really didn't. I didn't have anybody to talk to about it. I didn't even talk about it when I was doing it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things. Even to this day, I don't know anybody locally that I could, just like talk shop with. That's why the internet has been such a wonderful thing and a great place to go. And like you're saying, a lot, either I wasn't looking before, or there's just a whole lot more information these days, because it really seems like whatever avenue you kind of want to pursue, you could get out there and get that. So, I mean, if I did have to throw it back to answer your question, Danny Danko, his old show, Free Weed on High Times Radio. I used to listen to that religiously, but that was a long time ago.
A vocal minority stopping in here for a visit. So,
right.
Yeah.
Is that the kitty cat?
That would be Cheddar. Yeah.
Yes.
He's upset because it's
the kitty.
Oh, he ran away.
Cameo.
He ran away.
Cameo.
We can tease him back. He's upset because he didn't get to go outside today, all cold and rainy.
He's like, oh man, it's been awful.
Yeah.
Meow. What was I saying? No.
Helped you.
Okay. Yeah.
Slightly distracted by a furry animal.
No, I had to sneak the meow in there. I kind of like Green Goddess is saying, it's a lot of self-motivation. And one thing that I learned, kind of early on is it wants to grow itself. So you don't have to put out a whole bunch of effort. But like all of us here and a lot of everybody in chat, we just kept getting more and more curious. And that led to the search.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Then over to Neil. You guys are a little bit more new to the game, as it were. Who were you looking up to? Who was your help when you got started?
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously the community, the people on YouTube where we started our channel and just watching everyone's videos, and like we're trying to learn. So we're watching other people's stuff and then we're implementing some of that in our grows. And just, when we started making videos is when we really started just doing autos intense inside specifically, and just the community. Everybody's been amazing.
I mean, I was inspired by like my family members, and but I wasn't really taught anything by them other than what I could see when I was around. So I just kind of started it by myself. So honestly, the community has really helped us more than anything.
Community's been amazing. In the side chat, Harvest Moon Garden, man, he gave me tons of tips back when I was starting autos, like after my first grow video we put out.
Harvest Moon's been there since
I've been DMing him for a while, so glad to see you back, fam, and everybody else who's so many pointers. Everybody grows differently, so
and it's crazy. You could learn something from somebody that has almost zero experience, just like you. And you could also learn from somebody that has a ton of experience. So it's just so great that we are able to put our minds together in this community. I think it's just amazing.
Share what we're doing, fail or win.
What I like about the video format too, like you said, not everybody nails it every time. You make mistakes, but with the video format versus the forum, forum, sometimes I thought kind of in the past, there was bad information given out almost intentionally. With the YouTube and the video formats and just kind of what it brings, you can get a feel for, what you're getting yourself into.
Who to believe.
Person. Yeah.
Right.
Well, we try to make it very clear that we don't know. And, please comment below, because we get great feedback and great tips from just people in the community. And you know, you can usually see if somebody doesn't know, but like the general consensus will start to follow through all the comments, like, you know, everybody.
And most of the time it works.
It's been amazing. The Discord, stuff like that. You have Matt's Discord's great too. There's so many knowledgeable
I've
people on
amended
there.
some crazy stuff just because of the community. So
and it's the community that's really made this what it is. And I think, you know, there's this sort of common theme with all of us that we kind of had to come up on our own. We've learned on our own, but I think that's also where you then want to turn around and help, because it's like, well, don't go through the same struggles I did. Learn from my mistakes. I posted a video a few days ago where things really went off the rails.
I saw that.
Poor Otto there. And
dude, what happened? Bud rots.
Us too.
Oh my gosh, you don't even know.
Like,
I had such a beautiful plant and I got it. I got it too. I was very bummed. We were taking it off and I was about ready to chop it up and he was taking some pictures of it, and you couldn't tell because it was in there. So
peeled it back.
I feel for you. I know.
But that's where the community is so great too, because it's like, you know, I can come on to say that my Discord, or even just like the comments from the video, and people are very sympathetic to the fact that, you know, you go ahead and you put a bunch of effort into something and it didn't quite go right. So to have the support, feel the love, it's just awesome, because it's so easy to then get back up and, you know, get back on with it. And I guess then that brings up the next question. What are some general things that you do to try and be helpful? And be it maybe in a forum, in a video, some of the stuff that you like to put out there.
All the screw ups.
We like to put our mistakes out
so
there.
important.
I want you guys to see my mistakes.
We don't want people to think that everything just comes out perfect all the time.
Doesn't.
Like, we're gonna show the beat up stuff and the mistakes and all of that. We think it's important, and it helps us learn, and it helps people learn too, because it's not everything's not always perfect.
No,
you know?
I mean, humility goes a long way. We feel.
It does. It's less painful when you learn from a mistake when somebody else is making it for you. So
agreed.
You know, there has to be.
If I can keep somebody from making the same mistake that I did by showing them that, then I feel like I'm doing them a disservice if I don't.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the good part of the community, again, because we all learn and we're learning together. And when you almost crowdsource that learning experience, there's no way. I mean, this isn't a fast growing crop. You only get so many chances per year. To have everybody's experience shared. I know a lot about certain topics that I've never even experienced yet. But if it does happen, I feel prepared, or at least I know who I can ask.
Right. Agree.
I think that's the most wonderful thing is this, having this reliable source of information, of support, that, you know, something's going off the rails. You can get on there, you can share some pictures, and it's more than just talking to people. It's getting a consensus from knowledgeable members of the community that have seen this, that have dealt with this, that really know what to do and can guide you along the way. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you're going to get the bad advice. You know, and I'm going to bring up an example here, and he'll know who I'm talking about. I'm sorry, brother, I'm not trying to throw you on the bus here, but we had a recipe posted to our Discord, and that recipe was missing one tiny crucial little bit of information. That was a dilution rate. So one of the brothers there went and made up this ferment and fed it right to his plants, and things didn't go so well. I guess a couple did all right, but I mean, the short of it is it was full on best intentions and whatnot, but it was, you know, it was sort of a missed detail. And despite you know, people trying to be as helpful as possible, it kind of went off the rails there, and everybody recovered. Everything was fine in the end, you know, no hard feelings and whatnot. But I was just wondering if anybody had another example of that they'd like to share, of, you know, help that, well, best intentions were there, things didn't quite go so well.
I would say, like what you were mentioning earlier, I mean, I'm personally not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but the information that they were giving me may have helped somebody else using that type of medium that he was using, but I have a different type. And so I just feel like it just didn't work out perfectly well. And I've had a whole lot of people reach out to me because their garden's working out perfectly well and they're doing the same thing. The only difference is they still have that basic Pro Mix recipe. They don't have the living soil, heavily amended worms. You know, I got to keep that bed wet and moist. I can't let it dry out. I can't give the plant just a teeny tiny bit because I'm feeding the whole ecosystem or watering the whole ecosystem. So while I enjoy making inputs and I enjoy KNF and Jadam, like Jadam I've never done indoors, but I have done it like outdoors. It's always a big learning experience. And if I would say, if you're going with the living soil formula, then find the other people who also are doing that same formula and what are they doing? Because I just can't be adding anything in my beds. I'm reusing my beds run after run after run. I don't just ditch that soil and get new soil. So I got to be careful about the advice that I'm taking in and who I take it in from.
100% important. And back to your original question, Matt, like one of the things that I try to do to help people is just go over basic terminology. There's a lot of conversations that are had where somebody might mean or think it means something else, or you don't really have a firm understanding. So the context gets skewed out of the way. So like terminology is huge. And another thing is that there is no one right way to do it because there's always a multitude of factors between the environment, the person, all of that stuff. And I'm guilty of giving bad advice in that exact context. You know, Julie, you brought it up, living organic soil. I was growing in something different. I answered, a lot of questions on like the Dude Grows Forum. And I was in there and I answered it and it would have been the perfect answer if they were in the same system I was using. So that's something that I've learned over time, just talking to a lot of people too. It's like somebody will ask me a question and in my head, everybody grows indoors. So that's where my advice typically is tailored. And then they'll be like, no, dude, I'm growing outdoors. I'm like, oh, completely different answer. So that's also an important thing that you brought up, that when you are seeking help, make sure that you give those little details because you will get different answers based upon these different factors. So I'm guilty of giving bad advice unintentionally, but it happens sometimes. I corrected it though.
What we've done on the Discord to help people is, and depending on the situation, is it's like a troubleshooting form. What are you growing in? How long you've been growing in it? What's the humidity like? Temperature? All the different details. When did the problem happen? Have you tried to fix it? If so, did you make it worse? That sort of thing. But it's really to get that level set, because to try and pull as much information out initially is so critical. And that's where I get frustrated with some of these, and I'm going to call it out right now, Reddit growers, because that place is one of the worst places to go for grow advice. It really is. And I'm not saying that there's not great folks on there, because there totally is, but there's guys on there who shoot at the hip. Well, you must be growing from bottled nutrients or something. It's like, well, no. Why do you think that? Where's this diagnosis coming from? You're not being helpful. But that's just me ranting and stuff. Reddit bad, Discord good.
That's something that is something to know too when you're going to forums or the web to get advice about like a deficiency. Again, I almost sometimes shy away from answering those questions because I could see a deficiency and I could tell you what the deficiency is, but is it because your root zone's too wet? Is it because your humidity is too low? There's a lot, again, so many things that contribute to it, but
it's really hard.
Will lock out some nutrients. So it looks like a deficiency, but you don't. You just have too much of one thing and it's kind of locking out the rest.
Yeah. So, I guess going back to the basics of keeping it simple is a great way to start and then work up to playing around.
Yeah, absolutely. Neil, Heaven, you guys have any stories, anything to talk about on being led down the wrong path?
Hopefully not our videos. We try and make it clear we're noobs. So So we're just trying stuff, honestly. And I feel like that's kind of like what you guys touched on. Everybody's situation is different. Nobody is identical and nobody's growing the same. Like you're basically out there just trying to figure it out and kind of herd the community's knowledge and trying to figure out your own method that works for you, where you are, your house, your tent, your outside, you know.
Even if you try to identically do anybody else's grow, like there's going to be factors in there that's going to be different.
Factors. It's like, you know, you can try and give some advice and pointers and they might try it and it might work for their situation or not. But yeah, we get questions all the time, people growing photos, and we're like, do you watch our channel? Like, we only grow autos, and like, we don't know, you know, we're not there yet. We're gonna go back there, but we're not right now. So
you're closer, you're closer than you know. Closer than you know.
we will be diving back into that when we get a house together, and just everything will be easier at that point. But right now we're just sticking with the autos because it's easy, one tent, and we're learning and having fun with that. So we think when we transition back, we'll carry over a lot of great knowledge that'll probably help us grow some killer photos.
Oh yeah. Excited to see what you guys do with some photos, because you know, I think autos are a challenge unto their own. And you know, it really has a lot of little things that can trip you up that you wouldn't normally experience with the photo, or if you did, it's more of a, well, you've got time to recover from it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
We living on the edge. We loving it.
They're fun.
They're fun. And it's more than enough for us. So it's like, we're having fun with it.
What I'd like to talk about next is the victories. When somebody's come to you for some advice, you've been talking about a problem and you figure it out and it works out, and like, they're just, you know what I mean? When it all really does come together. You know, personally, I'd like to talk about one of the guys on the Discord. He's a young guy, goes by the name Kays. And when we first started talking, it's probably 6 months ago, he was just not really that knowledgeable about stuff, but he just wanted to learn. So he had some good smoke for himself and some buddies, you know, and it was I want to do this for my friends, you know, and it was just the right attitude. It's like, oh man, like we're so going to help you. And over the last, you know, several months, watching him progress and take the knowledge on the way that he's working with everybody. And he's one of those people who he'll ask questions and he'll just take the feedback for what it is and he runs with it, you know, and then comes back and, okay, I've got another question. And now I'm seeing him get close to harvesting some of these plants that he's, you know, worked through with us, and he's like knocking it out of the park. And I'm so stoked for him, you know, because it's like you came in, you had the right attitude, you wanted to do it for the right reasons, and you're just willing to be a learner. And that's the big thing, is to be able to sit down and go, well, I'm going to swallow a little bit of pride. I'm going to reach out for help, and I'm going to get it. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's what I like to do. And sort of that victory story that I like to go for. Does anybody have something similar that they'd like to share?
It's always encouraging to see other people take your advice or just that little tidbit and run with it, and then they come back later and they show you, you know, this beautiful harvest, or, you know, hey, you saved my grow. And you know, it's, you know, I gave you like 2 paragraphs of information, it's really all of you, but you know, I'm happy to help. It's like I answer everything that comes into Instagram. I usually try to get it within a day. Sometimes it may take 2 days, but everything that comes through Instagram, I look at, I answer, or I try to be like, yo, this is the person who's going to have the right answer for you.
Right.
So there's a lot of that. Well, one person comes into mind. It's got Matthew SoCal. Some of you in chat might know him. Another person like that, he hit me up, he had some questions, I just gave him a little piece of advice. He did the research, he did the work. He's like, hey, will you teach me how to reverse plants? I've never reversed a plant, but you know, this is kind of what you need. This is the person to look for, and then ask them. He's already got seeds and plants going from that reversal now. So that's one person who you know, I love seeing his progress, because he's always eager to share to what he's doing next. And yeah, like he gives me too much credit for it. So I love it.
Right on. How about you, Julie? Anything memorable that sticks out about having an opportunity to help somebody? And I know you do some like the caregivers stuff too, so maybe something along those lines.
As far as like helping them growing weed, there's always been a few people who like ask me questions, especially like KNF stuff. So I've been able to like give them an answer, maybe direct them where they could go get a better answer, mainly YouTube videos. I've taught a few people on YouTube how to do things like on the show that we did with you and Chad, I was showing how to make cannabis oil. And then I uploaded that video on FCP about how to make a living soil bed, how to just set it up. I might be doing some more videos to upload to FCP, mainly about making your own medicine once you have your weed. But my sister-in-law, last year, she was wanting to do a little garden in her backyard. And she just put some plants in the soil and watered it every day, and she didn't get anything from it. And she was pretty upset. And then this summer, I had way too many tomato plants. So I went to visit her and I gave her some of my tomato plants. And she's like, oh my God, your tomato plants, they were small, but she said they look really good compared to mine. Mine look like crap. Like, what did you do? So I just told her about keeping it indoors under a light because we get snow out here. So you got to stay inside with your plants until that last frost date. But then I was telling her about compost and tilling compost into her soil. And what she did was, so this is what she did, and it worked out well for her. She's got chickens and a horse and stuff. So she went and got some really, really, really old horse poop and her chicken poop and cleaning out the chicken bedding. She used all that. And then she had a lot of ash from a lot of wood ash fires that she made. She tilled all of that into the ground and then added the plants after last frost date. And all she did was water, and her vegetable garden looks amazing. And she keeps it so simple. And her vegetables came out better than mine this year because I thought it would be fun to grow vegetables in the greenhouse with the marijuana plants, but they turned out to be huge monster bushes, and all of my other plants got shadowed
They got
out.
overtaken.
Yeah.
Weedzilla
Victim of your
coming
own
in there,
success.
taking off. Weed rich. Shutting all the
I'm jealous. I can't wait to be able to do that.
Weed rich.
Well, it's fun once you learn. What I wanted to do is learn regenerative farming. Like if I could grow cannabis this way, I want to be able to grow food the same way, and it's all in like the same bed. So that was my idea. And getting into hugelculture is really cool too, because I made a bed outdoors with the hugelculture kind of method of cleaning it up, and I got some really, really, really great tomatoes all year long. But as far as all the other plants, it didn't work out well. Can you guys hear me? I have a notice saying my internet. Well, okay, cool.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Your video chopped up a little bit there, but no, it was good. And it, just for those watching, if you're not familiar with hugelculture, it is it German, I believe, or
yes,
yeah, style of doing your beds where you put a bunch of wood and other woody type materials down at the bottom of your beds, and then you do dirt and all that stuff on top, and over time that wood breaks down and then feeds the soil later on in life. So it's a very, very interesting method, and something that I haven't played with too much myself, but I'd like to get more into it down the road. Now, Evan, Neil, over to you guys. Any sort of help stories, success stories that stand out in your mind?
You just mentioned one in the car today.
Yeah, honestly, not specifically with growing, but I just thought it was really cool to know Grow Girl. I don't know if you guys know her. She's on Instagram.
Grow Girl.
Grow Girl Go.
nice.
Is her name on Instagram. But she's a great grower from what we can see, but she was inspired by us to start her Instagram and show her grow journey because of us. And I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. And there's tons of people who have messaged us in the DMs and say, oh man, love you guys. Just started growing from watching your guys' videos, or just,
we're just inspiring people to just go for it.
Yeah,
and that's really
like you're gonna mess up, but just you gotta have fun with it. This community is amazing.
Yeah.
And you're gonna learn so much. Don't come in thinking you're gonna be like this dope, Mr. Canuck you saw on YouTube, and your first plant's gonna be just the fire. And
sometimes it happens that way.
I mean, some people do just get it and they just understand, but you're probably gonna have some struggles,
journey,
and you're gonna have to work with the community or talk to people. It's gonna
But you guys said it earlier, humility. It's just so important. Like, I live by the ocean, I surf. The ocean will kick your ass whenever it wants to. And plants are almost kind of the same way. They, if you get too cocky, I saw somebody in chat, usually they said usually the first grow goes good and then you start running into troubles. And I fell into that category. Yeah. But I always, it's like me and some other growers, we have this, it's kind of like a serious joke, but when you can do like 3 perfect runs in a row, then you can start to feel confident. But it's hard to get those 3 perfect in a row. And the second I did, my 4th one went to shit. So
right. We've been having some of that too. But then you think about, we're always trying new stuff, and we're not not the best, but we're I know that's part of our
I'm trying to do
stuff like every time straight up, but whatever. I'll find my way.
You're preparing yourself for the future, because once you understand the big picture, you see how the little pieces work.
That's it.
It's a great way.
Exactly. That's how I feel about it. Like, I'm getting a better understanding, and I am getting a little better every time. I'd probably have better results if I was like sticking with the same this and then trying to refine it.
Right.
I'm a wild card. That's me. At least. You do way better. You're my tell him, man. You've been doing real good.
I've been using Nature's Living Soil, and the living soil it
seems to work well.
Been doing
like
really
I think the next one I'm gonna switch it up completely. I'm gonna go like cocoa and Floraflex system, and I just want to try it because I seen some YouTube channels, Defunk and Newbie Nugs. Man, they're growing some killer autos in Floraflex and cocoa, and they're just monsters. And I'm like, if I could just follow the recipe, and like, so I'm excited to try that. And it's a complete departure from everything I've started with, but YOLO, we're going for it.
Well, no,
we're gonna try it.
That's a good point.
That sounds like me too, because I always want to try new stuff, and maybe this new thing will work, and maybe the new one will like win it for me, and then this next run is worse than the run that I had before, so it must mean
you're like, go back, and you're like, no.
I've had that.
It's fun though, but we kind of have 2 different styles, because I can kind of do this, but then she kind of does, because we don't live together. We have 2 tents and 2 grows, so we have like the 2 grow series, and she's been always with the organics, sticking more with the organics, where
hey girl,
like the organics, the ketos,
long-haired hippie shit.
Oh man, I don't know. We're just having fun with it. What are we doing? But we've gotten great feedback, and we love trying to help people and inspire people to start growing, because heck yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.
Make your own medicine.
If we can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah. You don't have to buy dispensary stuff. Do your own.
Now we weed rich.
Now we weed rich. Do that and you weed rich. You'll never run out. You won't have to buy it again ever again.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Style. Dive into a big vat of it.
Right?
Love it.
Jars.
And it's okay to make mistakes. Growing weed is like a craft. You just gotta have fun with it.
If you don't make your mistakes, you're not learning anything.
Yeah, it's totally like it's like a trade. Like, it takes a long time to get really good. Like, it's not there's so much to it beyond just watering on your plant.
It definitely is. It almost takes dedication.
Yeah.
But if you're not having fun with it, then
if you're not having fun with it, then you probably never will. So you're probably not. You probably don't want to be growing. So you have to at least love it.
Oh, totally. I mean, that's the thing. If it starts feeling like it's really being a job, and I don't know, it's a plant. Let it do its thing. I just want to touch off something that you'd mentioned there. Just like with this Floraflex system, I love the stylus system that is, because it's so helpful for new growers in that it's approachable. It's put pull A into reservoir B, add nutrient mix to this exact amount, and follow this recipe, follow this system. And that's something that I think is really helpful for new growers, because it guides them. It brings them where they need to go in terms of what do I do first, what I do next, what are the results supposed to be for this stage. And that's really tough when you're starting out because there's so many questions and so much variability. So I guess that leads me into my last question, though, is what do you think that we can do in general to be more helpful to the community? What recipe for success can we share?
These hard-hitting questions, Mac.
Yeah, we're getting right to the core.
I feel like everything. If you can, whatever you can share it.
Yeah, exactly.
Knowledge
Community, be a part of it and be a positive part of it. Like people can come in with some really negative comments, and maybe they're a way better grower and they've been growing their entire life. But like be respectful, and you have more knowledge. Like give them, important feedback, constructive criticism. Don't just start these flame wars and tell them how wrong they are. Like, be polite about it.
When you put your minds together, it's a better world.
Yeah. And that's what we've seen so far. Like 99% of the community has been amazing people, and all you guys have been amazing.
Yeah. I've had a lot of fun getting to meet other people and then chatting back and forth with them and asking questions and stuff like that. Like, okay, is this wrong, or what can I do to make this right? Yeah. And same thing as sometimes people have asked me same questions that I've been able to help them out with. I think that being a community and being there for other people is the best way that we can learn. I mean, whether it's growing or baking or even trying to fix your car, like all answers can be found online. You could meet someone who can help you. You just got to have that dedication, I guess.
Yeah, I love the be positive, even if you're super experienced. I mean, don't talk down on people. That's the one thing that like everybody's been there. Everybody's had that part where their grow just doesn't go so well. And if you go looking for advice and somebody just it's obviously you did this wrong because you're stupid, how demoralizing is that? Be positive, even if you know better.
Motivate and encourage.
Rise above that positivity. You guys said it. That's totally what I would say and echo it too. Again, I have seen some comments, and also constructive input is good. There's a certain way you can frame it, but offer a solution. I saw one comment that still to this day, it just pisses me off. It was a grower. They were, they're having problems and they were using a particular nutrient solution. And this grower that would have, I assume, had the right answer, just came on and said, if they only knew what was in those bottles. I'm like, well, why don't you tell them what's in those bottles? Why don't you tell them why you don't feel that's good for the situation?
If you don't want to say it, then why would you put that comment out there?
If you're going to take the time, if you're going to take the time to try to lift everybody up.
Positive,
No, again,
take that negative out of there.
Going back to the ocean, it's like high tide raises all boats. Be positive, and it's going to be a better experience, and you'll accomplish more together.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And I think that's probably the key thing is be positive and just be helpful. Be human, be helpful. That's the thing. You don't want somebody else trashing on your grow. Don't trash on somebody else's. Just help the new growers, raise them up. I mean, I love the high tide analogy there. That's fantastic. Okay, guys. Well, that's my list of questions for tonight.
Wait, we have questions, Matt.
By all means, if anybody has anything else to add, go ahead. What do you got there, Julie?
Let me think of a question.
I want to know, Matt.
Oh wait, okay. You go, Chad. It better not be my question though.
I know. Go for it.
After your 2 years of doing your Photosyntech show on YouTube, what are your biggest accomplishments and your biggest failures? Yeah, I knew you were going to ask the same question.
Geez, that's a wonderful question.
I learned it by watching you.
My biggest accomplishment was, I'm going to say, swallowing my pride when I was being a jackass on the internet. And, to bring to light, it's been almost a year now since this happened. The very awesome Mr. Growit had put up a video about flushing. And in that video, he had been referring to cannabis as MJ flower. And I took great offense to this. Because it's like, well, why are you calling that? That's detracting from the message we're trying to do. And I didn't realize at the time that what he was doing was talking about it in a way that he could talk about it to the masses.
Ooh.
And Chris is just a master of doing this, putting together this content that is good to get to everybody, and doesn't get locked behind that over 18 wall where stuff doesn't necessarily belong all the time. I mean, it depends on what the content is specifically, but the short of it is, I swallowed some pride after the fact, and he was very understanding. And once I kind of took around and looked at his methodology and why he was doing things, it really opened up my eyes. And from there, it led to a bunch of this collaboration stuff that's happened over the last 10 months. I mean, he was the very first first guest on Meet the Grower show, and because of that, I've gotten to meet all of you awesome people and do all this awesome stuff. And my own community is just blowing up from it. So I think it kind of goes hand in hand. Was my biggest stupid and my biggest accomplishment all at the same time came from that interaction where I was being a bit of a dick, but at the same time in being able to swallow some pride and take a look at somebody else's viewpoint and why they were doing things really helped elevate and raise me up to the success that I've found now. And anybody who's watching and anybody who's here, I mean, just thank you.
Awesome. Man, I love your channel, and you as a person, like you're part of the people that we've met through this community. Like
you've helped us a ton.
Yeah, I mean, over what we've grown and known each other. Like you've been on our show, we've been on yours before, and we just like in contact and stuff. And man, we love the connections. But my question is, like, after the 2 years here for you, like, how is this past 2 years and all this, how has that like kind of changed how you want to shape your content going forward? Like, what have you learned from here, and now how are you like, what's the future for your channel? How are you gonna
focusing on, I think the tough things. There's so much great content out there right now in terms of, like the Build a Soil channel. Like if you want to learn how to grow organic, forget it. Don't watch my stuff. Go watch Jeremy. Like, Jesus, that guy knows his stuff and he's so good about explaining it. But when I see stuff like that, I kind of look and go, okay, well, where can I niche? Where can I find a spot that I can help people more? And that's what I've been focusing on the last several months here, like with my gear rant stuff, where I've talked about stuff like thank you, fire extinguishers, and how to make your Niwa Grow Hub control high power devices, stuff like that. Just trying to find niche content that nobody else is doing, but then at the same time, doing the interviews, man, chatting with the community.
We love the live streams, all this. We're honored to be invited to this tonight and be able to hang out with all you guys. So thank you for thinking of us on the 2-year celebration. It's a big deal, and that's a lot of work that you put into this for the community.
So like I say, favorite past guests, and just give a shout out to probably one of my other favorite guests. I've been following Cali Green for just about ever since I started doing this. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Most people should be. He's well over 300,000 subs. The guy's just a pillar of the community. And tomorrow on Meet the Grower, he's my guest. So kicking off year 3 with just somebody as amazing as Cali Green.
That's awesome.
I still can't believe how fortunate I am to be able to chat with so many great people and have as much fun as I am. Yeah. Oh, it was an awesome chat, man. Awesome chat. So that'll drop tomorrow morning. But no, definitely stoked. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Well, I've always enjoyed watching your shows and meeting your guests because you've introduced me to a lot of people that I didn't really know before, like Highagain.
Yeah, I know. No, I love it. I love meeting all you guys, and like, now I'm gonna be right after this. I'll be on the Instagram, like deep diving through all you guys' stuff. Like, look at them go. Well, how do you guys grow? Like, what are you guys doing? Everybody does it different.
Yeah, as the community gets a little bit bigger, the community gets a little bit tighter.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, the diversity is great. And I just want to say, big up to you too, Matt. Obviously, you're doing the content, you're doing this, you're helping, a lot of people grow. I've totally parroted, the fire extinguisher thing, fully giving you credit for it because it needs to be said. Nobody said it. So you've thought about it, but also too, just like the action that you've taken, in your community, helping people out, whether it be cuts, there's a lot of different ways through the giveaways. Some people don't have the ability to afford a light. Like a nice, the 1,000 that you gave away tonight. Somebody going from CFL bulbs trying to just, get, a half ounce of medicine, they're stepping it up. So it's things like that. Like you are enabling people to live the dream, I'll just say that way. So big ups to you for that. You're walking it and you're talking it. So big ups.
Heck yeah, dude. Congratulations.
Feeling the love, guys. Feeling the love. Okay, well, you know what? Unless we've got anything else, I think we'll probably call her a cast. Chad, Neil, Heaven, Julie, wonderful time chatting with you guys tonight. Such a pleasure to have you back on the show, and we'll have to do it again real soon.
Heck yeah. Oh, awesome. And we have a giveaway going on right now, guys.
Oh, yes, we do.
Giveaway. Lights. Head over to Highagain.
Lights.
If we're talking about lights, we have we're giving away Vipar Spectra XS 1000.
Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff actually, but it's going to be going
on
a bunch of
other
till November 1st. But you guys just want a bunch of great stuff from Matt. Like we just hit 10,000, so we just want to try and give as much as we can. So we got a whole bunch of stuff.
We love giving it all away.
Just comment on the video.
We love being able to
super
do
easy.
So.
Oh, it's so
literally
fun.
just have to comment on the video and y'all are in.
We love
you have to like and subscribe as well. But
right on.
Done and done.
And before we wrap things up, I will say one thing. If you're not part of the Discord, reach out to me, photosyntech1@gmail.com. I'd love to invite you because we're going to be kicking off a grow challenge here on the Discord.
Ooh.
And this is going to be a different one. We're going for the biggest single cola grow. Doesn't matter what you're growing it in, but it's only one cola, and we'll have more on that here in the next week or two. Still trying to figure out.
Can it be an auto?
We're already asking questions.
Right.
Okay.
Well, we'll have a couple categories, probably prettiest bud, biggest weight, and I think it's something random, because everybody gets a chance to win a prize. So that being said, guys, Highagain. Check out their channel if you're not following Green's Goddess on Instagram. And Chad, you've got a website, you've got the FCPO2, you've got the Instagram, you're all over the place, man. Go check out Chad there too. But guys, absolutely appreciate you. 2 awesome years doing the YouTube stuff, being part of this community, and here's to another 20. And why not?
Heck yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations.
Well, congratulations on 2 years, Matt. Cheers. Can we all do a rip for Matt's 2 years?
I'm
Get
in.
it.
I'm in.
We've been taking rips kind of throughout, but
Chat, grab
it's
your
all right.
pipe.
We're not even close to being out yet. We'd been.
I don't have anything inside, so that's all right. I will.
Oh, broke my heart.
We got the smoke shack outside.
You gotta fold that beer can.
We'll do that.
It's an emergency. Yeah.
That's not beer. I don't know what we're talking about.
Well, cheers to Matt.
This is where you take one of these cans and you crunch it down like that.
Cheers, guys.
Poke a couple holes
Congratulations.
in there. All right, guys.
You got a bowl right there.
Yeah, boom. We in it. We ain't leaving until we.
All right.
Right on, Matt. Cheers, Photosyntech.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
All right. Appreciate all of you. We out.
Thanks, chat.
How do I end this meeting?
I've been doing this for 2 years,
fun.
and I don't know where the button is.
No, honestly,
Still.
I've lost the window.